Hey, buddy, welcome back to the Health Rebels podcast. I am excited today because I get to talk about one of my favorite topics. It might surprise you to hear, but one of my favorite things to talk about is actually self-confidence. I believe that healthy habits should give you more energy, more self-confidence, so that you can have the ability to live without feeling held back. And today we're going to talk about why people who exercise have more confidence. There's two mechanisms that lead to more confidence, and luckily, exercise does both of them. We're going to share what those are. But before we do, we always want to touch base, and we want to welcome you in with the Rebel Oath. You know, Health Rebels is on a mission to pave a new path to health and wellness. And to do so, we follow the Rebel Oath. It's a 5-part framework that helps us choose healthy habits and break free from common standards and avoid the unhealthy standards that we see all around us. The 5 parts are to reject extremes, energize ourselves with healthy habits, break free from common standards, excite yourself about your potential, and ultimately love yourself and act accordingly. If you want to go in depth on that, most recently, episode 74 of the Health Rebels podcast breaks down each of those points and how it helps you and protects you. But that's not today. That was episode 74's podcast. Today, what we're talking about is why people who exercise have more confidence. Now, I know we're going to do the cliche thing. You've seen this done a dozen times. But before we talk about confidence, we're going to talk about what confidence is. I'm sure you probably have some suspicions already or some guesses and some understandings. We've seen people who are confident. We've felt confident in different areas. But just to make sure that we're talking the same language, let's make sure that we define this. You know, the dictionary defines confidence as the feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something, right? The feeling or belief that you can rely on someone or something. And I'm really interested in self-confidence. So that's going to be the feeling or belief that you can rely on yourself. And if we look at the origins, the history, the etymology of the word confidence, we get 2 different Latin words, right? Con, meaning with, and fidere, meaning trust. This is with trust. So when you have confidence in something, you have a lot of trust with it. There's 2 ways to build trust. The first big way is you can have trust in the skill set to be able to accomplish something, right? If you're giving if we use like a sports analogy, right? LeBron James has some of the most skills in the NBA. If the game is tight and you're looking to win, if you give the ball to LeBron James because of his skill set, you can have some confidence that he's going to be able to score points. My nephew is 5 years old and he's never played basketball. If I give that basketball to my nephew, I have no confidence. I have no trust. I give that ball with no trust that he's going to score points because he doesn't have the skill set. Right? So when we develop more skill sets, we get to have more confidence. And exercise is a way to develop new skills. We're just looking at exercise itself, right? It gives you the skill of strength. It gives you some mastery of better form and mechanics when you lift objects off the floor. It gives you more stamina so that you have that confidence that you can endure. It gives you more endurance. It gives you more flexibility and range of motion. It gives you a lot of physical skills that you can apply in different situations, right? It might even give you a more beneficial body composition, something that you're more proud of there, right? It can give you the skill sets that translate over, and it allows you to build confidence there, right? One of the ways that we build confidence is having trust in the skill sets that we've acquired, right? The second thing that we need to have confidence is trust, right? And when we have trust, what we do to build that trust is reliability, right? Reliability builds trust. If you need a babysitter and you have that friend that just always shirks responsibilities, you're not going to be very confident leaving them with your child, right? Right? That assurance, they just don't have that history of being reliable. That reliance builds confidence. But if you have a friend that constantly shows up and does things when you ask them to, if you have a friend that is very reliable, then you can be confident that they're going to be a qualified babysitter, right? What about yourself? Healthy habits, I tell this to my clients all the time. Healthy habits at their core is keeping a promise that you make to yourself. When you choose to eat healthier, you're making a promise that you're going to put good food in your body so that you can be at your best. And every meal that you have proves that reliability, that you're going to maintain that promise you made to yourself. When you choose to start exercising and working out, you're making a promise to yourself to show up and put in some effort and to do some exercises. Every time you work out, you prove that reliability. When you make that promise to yourself that you're going to get more sleep, and every time you go to bed, instead of binge watching Netflix, you become more reliable. People who exercise regularly keep promises to themselves so that they have more trust in themselves because they've learned to be reliable to themselves. People who exercise, I want to stress this again because that's a very important point. People who exercise habitually keep promises to themselves, and that gives them more trust in themselves to be able to follow through on other engagements that they put themselves in the future. When you exercise, you build more trust in yourself, you build more reliability, you keep promises to yourself, and you know that you can face other challenges because you've done it consistently, reliably with your exercise habits. One of my favorite things, the reason why I focus on health instead of sports, was back in college. I was training the club lacrosse team, right? And there was a kid there, Danny, Danny was an outsider. Danny was shy, he was awkward. He kind of hung close to the walls, like he wasn't really part of the team. He was on the team, but he wasn't a part of the team, you know? And I saw that as he did more workouts, as he got more strength, as he got more coordination, he also got more confident. He got to be able to be in that group. He was reliable. He was showing up for those workouts. He was showing up for practices, and he knew that he was keeping promises, right? That builds confidence. He was gaining new skills by getting more coordination, by getting more strength, by getting faster, by being more agile. He got more skills, and that gave him more confidence to be part of that group. And I was so excited to see the growth in his confidence. I realized, and I know this lacrosse is a club sport, it sounds like sport, but they weren't the college athletes. They were just doing a rec league thing. And because I was working for the rec center, they got to do some free coaching there. It was a great opportunity. But it was really general there were just students that happened to play lacrosse sometimes. And I saw that outside of the sports realm, exercise elevated people. It made them more confident. It made them more sure. It made them more reliable to themselves. It made them more energetic. It made them more confident. It made them allow themselves to be involved with other people. It elevated the life and expanded who they could be. And that's what I want from you. I want you to have that confidence, that self-confidence that you can gain through exercise. I want you to have more energy that you can gain through healthy habits so that you can live that life without feeling held back. That's why I focus on health instead of sport. It's so much better than trying to get some sport performance. Being able to live fully is just such a blessing. And one of those blessings is confidence, which you can gain with exercise. And hey, I won't lie, the changes in your body, they can help bump up the confidence as well, right? When you see those changes coming, when you like the outward appearance that you have, it does help with confidence a little bit more too, right? That's a nice little happy bonus. Bonus number 3. But the two big ones, it's developing new skills and it's being reliable and following through on your promises. Exercise gives us an opportunity to do both of those, and that is why people who exercise have more confidence. If you're looking for more confidence and you're not currently exercising regularly, make it a priority. As you develop those skills, as you become more reliable and keep those promises to yourself, everything else in your life is going to get so much better. So that's my challenge to you today. Make a promise to yourself. Keep the promise. Gain more confidence as you get more skills and more reliability. And until I see you again for another episode of the Health Rebels podcast, you know what to do. Keep the oath.